What is the Derbyan parakeet's hidden survival skill that helps it avoid predators in the wild? Oh, you think your Derbyan parakeet just sits there looking all majestic with its royal name and striking colors? Think again. These birds have a secret ninja move that helps them avoid becoming dinner in the wild. But hold that thought, because we're going to get to that mind-blowing survival trick at the end. First, let's talk about everything you need to know to keep your feathery highness happy, healthy, and entertained in your home. Now, if you're already a proud Derbyan parakeet owner, congratulations, you have one of the most stunning and intelligent parrots out there. And as you probably already know, they are not your average sit in the cage and look pretty kind of bird. No, 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 these birds have personality, charm, and just the right amount of sass to keep you on your toes. But they also have specific care requirements that we need to go over. So let's dive into the wonderful world of Derbyan parakeet care. First up, let's talk about their living space. You wouldn't want to be crammed into a tiny apartment without room to stretch, right? Well, neither does your Derbyan parakeet. These birds need a spacious cage at least 3 feet wide, 2 feet deep, and 4 feet high. But honestly, bigger is always better. Think of it this way. Would you rather live in a studio apartment or a luxurious penthouse? Exactly. Aside from their cage, they need plenty of playtime outside. At least 3 to 4 hours a day should be dedicated to flying around, stretching those wings, and getting into a little mischief. And trust me, they will find mischief. They love to explore, chew on things, and investigate their surroundings. So make sure your space is bird-proofed unless you want your Derbyan turning your expensive furniture into their personal chew toy. Speaking of chewing, they need perches and toys. And not just any toys, but puzzle toys, chew toys, and anything that keeps their little birdie brains engaged. They are problem solvers, and if you don't give them puzzles to solve, they'll start creating their own, which usually involves dismantling your belongings. Now let's move on to food, because we all know that food is life. Your Derbyan parakeet needs a balanced diet, and no, that does not mean just tossing them a bunch of seeds and calling it a day. They thrive on high-quality parrot pellets as the base of their diet, but fresh fruits and veggies are also a must. Apples, berries, mangoes, carrots, spinach, and bell peppers are all great choices. But hold up, not all foods are bird-friendly. Avocados, chocolate, caffeine, and anything salty or sugary are a big no. These foods are toxic to your bird, so keep them far away unless you want a feathery health emergency on your hands. Speaking of nutrition, Derbyan parakeets also benefit from the occasional protein boost. A little bit of cooked eggs, legumes, or nuts can be a great addition to their diet. Just don't overdo it. Moderation is key. And hey, if you want your Derbyan to be in tip-top shape, make sure they have access to clean, fresh water at all times. Hydration is important. Now let's talk about what really makes a Derbyan parakeet shine: their personality. These birds are intelligent, independent, and social, but they're not the clingy type. If you own one, you already know they enjoy interaction, but they also like having their own space. Unlike some parrots that will demand constant attention, Derbyans are like that one friend who loves to hang out but also enjoys their alone time. They're also excellent talkers. With patience and consistency, they can learn words and phrases with surprising clarity. Want to have a full conversation with your bird? The Derbyan might just be your perfect match. Start with simple words and phrases, and over time they'll pick up more and more. Just be careful what you say around them. You don't want them repeating anything embarrassing in front of guests. Of course, owning a Derbyan parakeet isn't all fun and games. There are some challenges too. For starters, they can be loud. Like really loud, their calls are high-pitched and frequent, especially in the mornings and evenings. So if you were hoping for a quiet pet, well, a surprise. Also, they have a long lifespan. We're talking 25 to 30 years. That's a long-term commitment. If you took in a Derbyan, you're in it for the long haul, and that means providing them with the care, attention, and love they need for decades. Another challenge, their love for chewing. Your furniture, curtains, and anything within Beak's reach are fair game unless you provide them with proper chewing outlets. Bird-safe wooden toys are a must unless you want your Derbyan to remodel your home one bite at a time. Now, in our last video, we left you wondering, what makes the Derbyan parakeet different from other parakeets? Well, get ready, because this bird isn't just another pretty face. Unlike your average parakeet, the Derbyan isn't content with just chirping along. It wants full conversations. While most parakeets can learn a few words, the Derbyan takes it to another level, mimicking human speech with shocking clarity. Imagine walking into a room and hearing, "Oh, hey, where's my treat?" only to realize it's your bird talking. But that's not all. These feathered masterminds aren't just great talkers, they're escape artists too. If you think a simple cage lock will keep them in, think again. A bored Derbyan is a problem-solving Derbyan, and if they figure out how to unlatch their cage, you might just find them perched on your fridge eyeing your snacks. And speaking of boredom, ignore a Derbyan and you'll know it. These birds crave attention. If they're not talking to you, they're squawking at you, demanding playtime, affection, or maybe just a little gossip session. But when they're happy, they'll snuggle up, whisper sweet nothings in your ear, and melt your heart with their affectionate nature. Now let's get to the fun stuff. Did you know that the Derbyan parakeet has a color-changing beak? That's right. Young Derbyans start with a pale pinkish-orange beak, but as they mature, the males develop a bright red upper beak, while the females keep a sleek black upper beak. So if you ever wondered whether your bird is a boy or a girl, just check the beak. It's like nature's gender reveal party. And here are some more cool facts. Did you know that Derbyan parakeets are one of the best talking parrot species? They can mimic human speech with impressive clarity. Oh, and they were named after Lord Derby, a British noble who was obsessed with exotic birds. Fancy, right? Also, unlike most parakeets that live in tropical environments, these guys naturally inhabit the cool Himalayan forests. So in a way, they're like the mountaineers of the parrot world. Now let's wrap this up with the moment you've been waiting for, that secret survival skill we mentioned at the beginning. So what is the Derbyan parakeet's hidden trick to avoiding predators? It's their ability to stay perfectly still and silent when sensing danger. Unlike other parrots that might panic and fly away, Derbyans freeze in place, blending into tree shadows like expert hide-and-seek champions. This trick makes them nearly invisible to predators, proving that sometimes the best defense is simply standing still. So there you have it. Your Derbyan parakeet is not only a gorgeous, talkative, and intelligent companion, but also a stealthy survivalist. Now before you go, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, leave a comment about your Derbyan's funniest habit, and check out our other videos for more exotic pet fun. See you next time. Next up, meet the sun conure, the tiny parrot with a personality so big it could steal the spotlight from any pet. These little feathered comedians are as loud as they are colorful, with a scream that can hit 120 decibels. That's nearly as loud as a jet taking off. If you're looking for a quiet pet, this is not it, but if you want a feathery best friend who demands attention, showers you with love, and never lets you have a dull moment, the sun conure might just be your perfect match. These birds are expert cuddlers, following their favorite humans everywhere, snuggling into their necks and even preening their hair as a sign of love. But here's where it gets even crazier. Sun conures can get jealous. If they think you're giving someone else too much attention, they might throw a full-blown tantrum, scream at you, or even climb onto your head just to remind you who's boss. And did you know they can live up to 30 years? That's 3 decades of pure chaos, non-stop chatter, and an unbreakable bond. These birds are also little acrobats, flipping, spinning, and hanging upside down just to show off. Now here's a question for you. What's the rarest and most expensive sun conure mutation? Hint, it costs more than a luxury watch. And which parrot species is even louder and crazier than the sun conure? Click the next video now. Trust me, you don't want to miss this.